Welcome to Daily Plunge. We are in the Gospel of John, chapter 6, verses 1 through 15. It's near to the time of the second Passover during the ministry of Jesus. He's on the far shore of the Sea of Galilee, and there's a great crowd, a large crowd that is following him. Why? Because they saw the signs of his ministry, of his status as the Son of God, which is that he's healing so many sick people. So Jesus sat down on a mountain. We think about the Sermon on the Mount, and he sees a great crowd, and so he turns to Philip and really all the disciples and declares, hey, we're going to go Dutch on this, right? Where shall we buy bread for these people? And of course, this is a test to Philip and all the disciples, and it panics them, right? Because it puts him beyond his resources. When does God call you to do something beyond your resources? The truth is that if God is calling you into his work, it often is beyond something to do beyond your resources. And I want you to think about, how is God testing you today, perhaps? That God has called you to do something that you feel you don't have enough to do, that you don't have enough resources to accomplish, but God is calling you into that. Philip responds with human reason and human scarcity, right? He says, he gets into the accounting portion of this. Let's see, I got this much money coming in. I can only afford that much. Where would we even buy enough of this bread? There's just so much scarcity in the language of Philip in verse 7. And Andrew, Simon Peter's brother, says, hey, look, I've recruited this boy to give us his lunch. And it's just so funny, right? His 5 small barley loaves and his 2 small fish. And, it's just laughable, because what can God do with such small and meager offerings? I know that there's plenty of Lutherans who tempt Jesus all the time with their small and meager tithing to God, that they give God the bare minimum financially, right? Verse 10, have the people sit down. And, basically Jesus said, hey, we're doing this. We are, going to go ahead and we're going to take care of everybody. And we're told that there's 5,000 men, plus that doesn't include all the women and children. Jesus takes the loaves, gives thanks. This is a Eucharist. This is a Thanksgiving. This is an image of Holy Communion. And it says that all had as much as they wanted. There is an abundance, because God's grace is always more than enough. And we wrap up at the end that the people saw the sign Jesus performed. They saw it. But did they understand it? They said, surely this is a prophet who's come into the world. But no, he's the Son of God who's come into the world. And the response they have is not to worship Jesus. It's the wrong response is, what can we do to make him king? Well, thanks, friends. Have a blessed day.